Ba-da-ba, da-da-da. Welcome to another edition of YY Crypto. Today, we're going to be killing time. I think there's not enough videos of just killing time. Normally, I'll have like a presentation or some theme or whatever, but I thought today would be a nice video just to walk through. If you're just looking at crypto in general and you're like, hey, what's going on? Let's kill some time. So let's do it. Let's go into super tiny mode. And then we're going to hit up coin market cap. Now, a neat little thing when you're killing time and you're just trying to determine, I wonder what's interesting these days. So I went to CoinMarketCap and I clicked on, they have a couple options. You have leaderboards, your gainers and losers, trending, most visited, recently added, upcoming, and hot DEX pairs. So I did most visited. And then I was curious of a 30-day. So I did the 30-day. And you can see you're kind of getting into, like, everyone talks about meme coins. I personally am not a big fan. Let me just pop a little drink here. Because I believe meme coins are going to get you wrecked. They have no real value other than someone else trying to time the market to sell it. Meaning, let's say you had a meme coin, you forgot about it. Odds are you're going to come back to that meme coin, it's going to be flatlined. Whereas if you had a utility coin that did something, and just hypotheticals, of course, you forgot about it, you have a good chance that that utility coin is still valid as long as the tech is valid. So I tend to stay away from meme coins, but a lot of people have done very well at them. So I like to look at stuff like this, and I like to just keep going. You'll see like Radium, Layer Zero, Aerodrome. I'm kind of looking at some of those, and I'm like, oh, I might check some of those out. Of course, Solana. God damn it. I invested in HRP. I'm sorry. Can't even talk today. I invested in Hedera. I also did XRP, but Solana has absolutely blown up. If you hit Solana early, you're a happy person. It's done rather well so far. Some people are speculating that it's going to go bananas. I would tend to look at things built in the Solana ecosystem, because you'll probably get a better pump off those than you would, because Solana's kind of already hit it. Whereas you look at something, maybe like, let's just keep cruising. There's ICP, Caspa's, freaking Teflon. There's XRP. But a lot of times, Say is doing somewhat. Now, of course, most visited doesn't necessarily mean the best. It just means, kind of like sentiment. You can go on trending, same thing, click a 30-day. Layer Zero's coming up a lot, isn't it? BenQ. Look at that. But we're just killing time. But the point is, if I would look at like the Solana ecosystem, we can do that in a minute, but I'd look at things like Pith, maybe Wormhole, stuff like that. Things that are kind of jumping out of the ordinary. Just write them down. Gainers and losers. 24 hours, pretty. You can't really learn too much from a 24. What else they got on this crazy site? Upcoming. Oh. I don't know. We can go back to the main page. You can see all these. The ones I used to like, when I'm playing around with this site, I kind of always like to go to cryptocurrency. Then I liked categories. So I would go more towards categories, and then, I would look at If it was gaming or if it was certain ecosystems, I don't want to look at those. So here's Solana. If you want to look at the Solana ecosystem, Capichow, baby. Here you go. That's odd. Da-da-da, but we'll keep looking. Pith at 36 cents, and I don't think they have a token unlocked for quite some time. It's not too bad. Wormhole's getting decimated. They've gone nothing but drop down, but I like the project. But you can do the same thing. You can look at the coins that are listed, go into a 7-day, see what's rocking. It's probably some meme coin. Kind of play around with things. But it is interesting. This was a coin I was kind of looking at getting into, but man, did they come out swinging. They came out kind of heavy. And I realize it's only, it's not even like a bang. It's not the trillion. It's only 800 million, but they did come out. Let's go to all real quick. We're on about 6, 3. It's only a double. It's on every site, everywhere. But, try to find a niche. Try to find something you dig, man. Something you like to look up to. If you're into gaming, I would recommend going over to GameFi and just hover over search, and you can click it, and it kind of gives you like the top good old search engines, looking for sentiment. Hamster Combat apparently is number 1. Oh man, there's so many wrong ways you could take that. Anyway, Hamster Combat. At least you're whatever, if you like gaming. One thing to realize about gaming, though, is gaming tends to, kind of picks off. When they launch it, it kind of hits, just like everything else, it drops. But then it kind of pumps a lot later. Normally you get the big dogs, the altcoins, and you got your, gaming is kind of like the last hurrah of the cycle. So if you get some neat gaming projects, you may not really see them crush it until later. But I always love this site, if you wanted to check out, different ecosystems, it's kind of really neat. And then, of course, you got YouTube. And YouTube, you can just type in crypto, search, whatever pops up. Most everyone's going to be talking about Bitcoin. BRICS. BRICS is more. You really don't want Saudi to go all in on BRICS. God damn, there goes. Ends the 50-year petro. I think they did help bail us out with bonds, though. So they're not trying to trounce the dollar. But most of these guys seem to be Bitcoin maxis. Yep, almost all of them. Let's go to home again, just see it pops up in general. It's not a bad idea to hear what just in general people are saying. So, if you want a guy that sounds like Stewie, you can listen to, what's the name of his channel? The House of Crypto, right? And then, maybe BitBoy or just, a bunch of different, people. This guy likes to day trade, but who knows? Everyone has a voice. 100x altcoin is pretty goddamn hard to get into unless you're getting into the project before it's launched or you're riding it many years, You're riding it over a year. Casper crushed it. So, but you can look at some of these 100x altcoins, just, cruising the net, seeing what people are saying. Damaso Pantera. Love that car. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you're cruising the internet. Let's just for kicks, let's say we went with an AI token. what's this thing called?
Welcome back to Great Day Washington.
Don't care. We explored Tensor's Tau. Why it's considered the Bitcoin. So what is the ticker T? All right. God, this guy's really trying to get some business. All right. Let's.
And this segment is sponsored.
Just mute all that garbage. Let that go on. Top altcoins on buying to make millions. You'll have just a bunch of people, and it's. I think you're best off just cruising, trying to find a couple people that hit buttons or hit things for you. This is going on way too long. This is some Australian tool.
To buy for the next leg up.
Right.
Hopefully to make millions of dollars. That's the plan with myself.
The other problem with YouTubers is a lot of times they're going to be shilled or they're going to be paid. They need money to keep their channel going, and they also, it's like a mix. You're going to get a mix of what they truly believe in, and you might get a mix of someone that's paying them something to tell you something so they can continue the channel. So you kind of got to make, your waves through that. Listen to what they have to say. See if it makes sense. What you want to do, does it make sense from a business standpoint? What corporations might be using it? What is the use case? What's it built on? How's its YouTube presence? Who are the people building it? Or what's the team? Can you look up the team's faces? There's all these little nuances you get when you start getting into this. Most people hate crypto because they believe it's not regulated, or it's kind of it's the Wild West and all these other things. But in actuality, Apple could be cryptocurrency. It could just be a tech instead of a stock. You buy the crypto. So I prefer to look at things with use cases. And then of course they'll tell you Bitcoin highs, mana. So what is this? This is like what? Typical bull run. So you got one pump, a drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 to 5 chances. You have an up, there's one, pull back, up again, down, up. So the baseline would be right there. Your tiers, if you're getting out here, you're sucker. But you would want to probably play this level within here. But let's see what coins this guy has. If he has a cool list, or just go through, man. Look at the coins he likes. I'm gonna take too much time out of this, but you get the picture. Killing time on a Sunday. I mean, if you look at this, he likes Goldfinch, ICP, he likes Ondo, Solana, blah, blah, blah. Then you get more, just everyone's ICP. They hated it, then they loved it, now they're just, they can't get enough of it. It's almost sad. But, so find something that makes sense to you, is what I'd recommend doing. Cruise around, use every resource you have, use all the little tools, and then go back to your coin market cap and create a watch list. And your watch list can change several times. You could have a watch list of all your main investments. And then once those bags are filled, you can delete them all, and you can do a different watch list of a little bit lower down the totem pole, a little bit of your scrubs, a little bit of your maybes, a little bit of your I'll take 5% of my portfolio and put it here. Or, I might even just take nothing. I'll throw in $50 here, see what happens. I would recommend doing that. So, your major. Most people go Bitcoin, ride that pump, tear it down into something else. But then again, if you just did that, you might have missed out on Caspo. You might have missed out on EOS. You might have missed out on, Jasmine's doing okay. I hope it does a lot more. But there's a lot of coins out there that if you just went with the big dogs, like ETH, Bitcoin, so forth, you might have missed out on some really cool gains. So it is kind of advantageous to listen to some of these people and then try to get a feel for is it a sponsored video, is it, or am I trying to actually get a point across to you with a coin that I like. So what do I do? I got a little watch. My watch list is kind of garbage though. So let's just take a look at a 7-day. There is no way this is my watch list. Ooh, goodness gracious. So ICP, I think I got into that around 5. Caspa has always been great. H-bar is kind of that do nothing bitch that you hope does something but really tends to do nothing. So that's disappointing, but I love the tech. So what can you do? What is that? Sui. A lot of people like to build on it, so we'll see. Really, it's the adoption. You'll have to see the adoption of this, see how well it goes. Ondo, it's like betting on BlackRock. Jasmy coins, like betting on Sony or Japan. Pith, you're kind of hoping that this is the new toy that's a little bit faster than Chainlink and that probably would get used for major markets to determine price rates as they happen. So that may be used by something maybe like an Ondo or some financial market. You don't realize it, but if you're ever day trading, a lot of the big institutions they got the better toys, they got the quicker feeds, there's levels, and you want the best level if you could get it. So if a new level comes about and it's better, trust me, they're gonna have it. Quicker, faster, more accurate, better data, blah blah blah. It's a no-brainer on some of those. Wormholes, kind of like kind of quantish in a way, where it just kind of lets you trade with other people. Then some of these, honestly, it's been a while since I've really looked into them. EOS I thought was neat. It's kind of already pumped and fallen down and pumped and fallen down. Hopefully we get one more pump out of this. After the elections, everything starts to go up. That would be nice. But you could have gotten this one for like 0 and a number. IO.net sounded really nice. Sounded like a neat project. If you still, do your research, if you dig it, man, you can pull the trigger on it. It's a little bit, it's coming in hot at 3. I always like when they come in high like that, I like to, wait for the dumps and then kind of see, when's that next, collapse coming. And if you are looking into a coin and you say, you know what, I like the tech, I like what they're doing, I think, people need a lot of power, when they're running their systems, and maybe IONet's the one I want to go with. So you can always go over, we'll just take this one for instance, see what pops up. So you can always go over to like Crypto Rank. If you click on there, you get a feel for what people are looking at. And you can go to, let's say, IO.net. It's at a whopping 303. But honestly, never let some of these things get you down, because, it's not necessarily the price of it, it's what you think it can X. If it was $1 million and you still thought it could 100X, then who cares how much it costs? Put in your 50 cents and watch it 100X. Okay, so, it's on Solana. That's not bad. That's a little bit of a plus. Fundraising, who backed it. I love this site, man. You can kind of get an idea of who's backing things. If you can get the full picture, you can click on them and see what they're putting their money into. There's a lot of rabbit holes you can play with when it comes to the investors. But anyway, that's not what we're looking at. We look at the chart, and this is what happens, if it'll let me even do it, with a lot of coins. You have this big pop, you have a sell-off, right? Another rally, and then you can just see it kind of stabilize, kind of the $2 mark. And then now we're kind of having, it's probably going to We'll see if it rolls over, does a little pullback. I'm not here to do charting. Doesn't matter. So the point is if you can get in down here, or if you got in, maybe on an ICO and you bought ahead, you're waiting to dump, right? So let's say you got to buy this coin at, just a hypothetical, 9 cents or 10 cents. And they pull the trigger and it's just, and then you're locked in for maybe a year or two until you can liquidate your investment in good old IO. Well, when is that? Let's see. I like that. You got faces. You should always look for investments where you have faces, and you should write those down next to your investments. And if your investment gets rug pulled, you should remember every name that had something to do with that team. And if those guys come up again, then there's a shot that could happen again. But anyway, so let's go back up here and let's go to vesting schedule. And I just kind of like rolling down to the charts. Excuse me. And you can see there's like a 42-month unlock. Next unlocks in 20 days. So they're just a little bit of tokens. 2.42 million. Wow, that's almost bang, bang, bang. All those hit at the same time. 324, 324. So in 324 days, exactly, you're going to get a triple shot. But you can see how it's kind of like that's steady as she goes. That's almost a little steady as she goes. But right there, ding, ding, ding. And you got all of that in combination. That could be interesting. But you got a ways to go on that. So, not too bad. I would say that might not be too shabby if you wanted to bull run that one. But that's just kind of an interesting thing. Then as you go down, I really liked Aerodrome. And this was kind of funny because if we click on Aerodrome, let's see if it'll show it to us. Exactly. Let's the date. No, let's go to months. This is what was so pretty is, I missed the boat on this entirely. And then it started to rally. And then that tank, that beautiful tank, I don't know if I did maybe 44 cents to 50. That's where I just did a little dip the toes in. Yeah, I like this one. I think it's got, we should actually probably look that up too. But that little flash sale we had of red, not a bad play, not a bad pickup. But if you look at these solid foundational coins that actually do stuff and, are part of an ecosystem, that makes sense. It's not just, like a meme coin that doesn't really have a use case. But I would take Aerodrome. I'd throw it into these guys right here. And you can get a view. View. I don't see a vesting. Even, hey, look, no vesting schedule. So you're kind of looking for things just to tank. So you would follow Bitcoin if Bitcoin tanks, take advantage of it, and you could scoop some of this up. So let's go all the way back here. And let's go to some of our network error issues. Well, let's, you got some of the financial coins. You got, gaming coin. Any gaming coin with an ocean of zeros and, might have some potential by the time the bull run hits. Good old Meanwhile. So this was a coin right here. I thought there was a 50-50 shot of this rug bowling or slightly bouncing back. And I still feel the same way. Even though it's kind of had a rally, which was nice. I was playing devil's advocate. I figured why not, kick them when they're down, sprinkle a little what if in there and see if they pop up. And they did. They had a little bit of a rally. But something of this nature, very high chance that it could just flatline on you. Even though the narratives were dead on. The narratives fit like we can pop it. The narratives fit everything, and this thing was absolutely bananas. I think it was on the base system. You can get it on Aerodrome. It was like that hot financial market. The thing that I thought was a bummer with it was I think on one of my previous videos, you don't really see the team, right? So there's no team to say, oh, I know who you are. And then they did get hacked for about $2 mil. And then their overall value is like under the price of some cars. I think they were like, God, these guys are struggling. I shouldn't say that. I should say their market cap's kind of, low. So if you look at some of the other guys, you look at Aerodrome, obviously not too bad. I wouldn't mind having $524 million in the bank. And then you cruise down to good old base, and they're like, hey, man, we've got 28.5. Does that sound like a company that's got a lot of back fat to pay everyone off? Not really. So they're going to need some help, or they're going to just... Now, this is another company, Block DAG, which has never launched yet. Hype. It's like a constant commercial. And you're just waiting for it to just be rug pull, bitches. Or actually turn into something. It'll be interesting. But so far, it's all hype and no launch. Take it for a grain of salt. But anytime you get some of these, I would never recommend going heavy in anything like that. That would be kind of like, I'm going to I may dip my toe in the water, but I'm not going swimming, man. You know what I mean? No, sir. I've been waiting for Zoo to pop for a long time. These guys need to get better listings. But if you saw a project, like I liked EOS, I liked the fact that they could, their AI, they could do video streaming, had better pricing than your standard pricing. And that kind of the use case, it fit the narrative. Got listed on a nice exchange. It was Coinbase. I think it got listed at a couple zeros and a number. And then, when it came, and then, the team was a pretty legit team, fairly passionate. And so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to go crazy because I got most of my main bags filled. But the next bag after that, I went after these guys. And they have not disappointed. And I know a lot of people that did that with like Caspa. I missed the Caspa boat. But, this was an ocean of zeros and a number. And it is like Teflon, man. This thing, every time you think it's down, it just goes back up. It goes back up again. And so this is interesting. If you're not a believer in this, I don't know what to tell you, because damn, does this thing it just keeps going. It's a train. But most of my stuff now is in I bet on the big evil corporations. But yeah, you just look at the market, find stuff you're interested in. If you're interested in coins where you can buy other coins on and blah blah blah, maybe Aerodrome's your thing. If you're interested in maybe down the line, I think tokenization of assets has a possibility. Well, now you're going to look at, you're going to open up the market for, I don't think I have all of them on here, but maybe you're into Goldfinch, or maybe you're into Centrifuge, or maybe you're into Ondo, etc. If you think that companies want real world data in an incredibly fast time, and to be able to sync that up into a trading platform, this might be an option for you. If you like the utilization of being able to interact with other coins and platforms, like that might be interesting. I mean, there's just tons of stuff out there. I would recommend everyone like find your coins, find your niche, create a watch list, and then try to do something out of the ordinary. Add a coin where you think, you know, this might be interesting, like Ubex, right? I'll let you play with that, but it kind of just keeps crawling. It just slowly keeps creeping up the zeros. But the point is, in this worthless video, is these are some of the things that you look at when you're looking at coins. Is you want to look at, like, probably the only thing I left out was Twitter. If you did find a coin, what's the Twitter presence? I don't know. Go back to these guys. They're probably crushing it. Caspa. Only 205. It's not too crazy. Not too crazy, sir. What about ICP? Whoops. That was the wrong button. ICP. Not impressive. But at least see if they got a following. ICP is interesting if you believe that there's a chance that people are going to redo the entire internet, and they're going to do it on chain. Very interesting. The other thing is, those you're also competing, like, you have to have all these other companies step down, like Google and, Microsoft. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys got bought out, or if that tech got replicated. But so far, as far as pretty cool game plan. But that's kind of all I wanted to get at for today. Just a nice, relaxed video. Enjoy your Sundays. The other thing you'd probably want to look into, even though everyone's saying that, with all the ETFs, it may be different, or depending on the economy, it may be different, but everything may be different, right? But the cycles that have continued to happen, let's see if they continue to happen. If I'm an ETF person, right, I'm just gonna do ETF stuff. Like if you're a tiger, you're gonna do tiger shit. You know what? You're still gonna do what tigers do. So a lot of the guys that are in crypto, it'll be interesting to see. They'll probably continue to do what the people in crypto do. So as the market goes up, they're looking to get out. They're not married to their coins. They're going to look to cash out, rinse, and repeat. The thing they're afraid of is they might not get that big return. At least not off of Bitcoin if a bunch of money moves into it. But I would be surprised. I think it's still going to be interesting because you're still going to have coins underneath. You're still going to have tech, and tech is tech, man. There's a lot of cool tech hitting the stock market. There's a lot of cool tech hitting crypto. A lot of it's already happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if the latest and greatest thing doesn't come along, and it's probably going to hit crypto. And then if you're in early enough, or you do your research, or you kind of find out about it, you got a shot at it. There was a nice stock that just hit that popped up. I don't do stocks, so we're not going to talk too much about it, but it was a big investment, and it was basically an AI that structured the way people would look at marketing and sales, and companies like BlackRock and everyone were interested in it. But in the crypto world, things like that are popping and jumping too. So I would just say, I think this is like one of the last frontiers where, like, the little man still has a shot at, doing a 10x or a 20x, or, Caspa's like 1,000x. Hedera, what can you do, man? 1x. Who knows? Jasmine's probably done a 10. I think Eos was probably close to what, a 30 or a 50. Who knows? It's been a while, but Airdrome just shot up. A lot of these options that aren't Bitcoin still did the dance, man. They still were able to give you, plenty of room to make profits. So I wouldn't be too afraid of that. But I would say tech constantly evolves, and find something that you think you want to evolve with. And that really, I guess I'll go back to super tiny mode and then somewhat bigger mode. But that's all I got for Sunday, man. Enjoy, find something you like, do it. I think crypto is one of the last remaining fun shots for the little guy. And stay tuned, watch my video, watch everyone's video. But knowledge is power, and we got tons of it at our fingertips. Have a good weekend.